LNZ. That should get them forward. And for raalz, just going for timing. He spotted out a few players towards scaffolding. Madden loses his head to get things underway. And for Young Ninjas, as they position themselves forward, it's going to be down to raalz to try and trade on them. Spots them all out. Executes 1, 2, 3. Gonna make it 4. It's an incredible pistol round from raalz. And
for Young Ninjas, and given the fact that last round was a full eco, it was pretty much gifted to their opponents. But to take the early 2 rounds, definitely a nice little statement. What is also a nice statement, though, is Sapec right there, boosting over the edge of the smoke. Really, really nice gap there for him to work with, and a nice opening pick.
Definitely a way to get things underway. Sapec, he's even able to double down, and, well, they're going to have to fear whether or not Sapec's able to follow through with even more kills here. But they do so with aggression. There's LNZ, good for the first. LNZ, good for the second. That should just be the round. And for Young Ninjas, turns out they still bare teeth.
They absolutely do, yeah. You can't sort of get too fixated on which way the first couple of rounds go. The pistol can always be a little bit temperamental. Come out maybe in 2 rounds' time, if they've got the money to do so, if someone falls and they can justify throwing away one of them.
Nilo's the man to do so. Hasn't seen anyone just yet, though, and instead, he just tries to play the angle. He does it beautifully. HNS to fall. There's the man advantage, and he's going to just barrel his way.
They absolutely could. Man, and headshot onto Anikez. FASHR can trade it right back. Now the 4-on-3, still the man advantage here for Young Ninjas, and now control of this B site. They just need to wrap this bomb around, get it planted while they hold on to this control. And as Nilo finds one more, I think that's probably the final nail in the coffin. Lyngby might even go for a save here.
A save isn't out of the question, to be honest. Two rifles into what would be around, but do so with only losing 1 member.
Oh.
I'm kind of worried for the Vikings. Like, not so much now. Yes, they have just lost. They want to really make sure that they're winning these games convincingly. And, well, with Nilo fully blinded, he's able to spot out and kill birdfromsky nonetheless, though. And once again, a beautiful opening for Young Ninjas now, a 2-man advantage.
Oh. That's brought right back into a 1 as raalz does find himself a nice headshot. Is half on health, though, and as Madden finds 1 more, I think this should actually be the lead here for the Young Ninjas. They just completely blitz through their opponents. They're about to make this 3, and as Anikez is left in a 1-on-4, this AWP in hand. Realistically, he wants to save it, but I'm not sure he's going to be allowed to, and they're not going to have any money going into next round. He does fire off that first shot. Now his position's known, though, and as he darts away for his life. 4-2, and once again, Lyngby Vikings are on the cusp of being reset. If they lose this next, Young Ninjas might be able to make it 6. A brilliant flash there from phzy to allow LNZ out to find that opener. We saw him playing out of his mind the other day, but as raalz can catch out another, we do find ourselves with a man advantage. Oh, wow. Yeah, it was a little bit rough when but I think we're back.
Through the pixels, we were able to see that follow-up kill, and as phzy shots down Anikez, raalz the last man left standing, and I say last man left standing on this site. The retake does come through, reinforcements do come through, but as raalz just down 1 more, phzy's there to trade, and phzy can play for timing. He knows that the Vikings, when they take a fight as 1, it'll be almost impossible to break. But there goes that plant. A few slapped on this round. Comes down to aggression. Spots out the first man and finishes off FASHR. He knows the second of 8.
Exciting. It would be really inaccurate, but the fire rate would be crazy.
It genuinely sounds awful, Josh.
What if there was no crosshair?
Like, that would help. It's the Mac 10.
Yeah, but, like, you don't have a crosshair, so it's like using an AWP. It's just, like, kind of blind fire close range.
Really the best, but it's still pretty strong. Anikez leg down, as is phzy. They exchange blows, they push their way forward. Anikez forced to run as in mid, LNZ shuts him down. LNZ doubles down, and just like that, Young Ninjas, they have a sight, they have the time, and here's Bannon with that single-wielded Mac 10 to push his way forward.
So the second Young Ninjas, they're back to their winning ways. Not only are they back to their winning ways, but they're back to their winning ways in a flawless fashion. Lyngby Vikings, they've almost been a little bit trigger happy with the saves. Obviously, in a 5 versus 3 like this, it makes sense to save, but it feels like every single round, their rotations.
We've had both save decades on the eco. We had that one there. And I think we've had another. So for Lyngby Vikings, this really isn't a comfortable spot for them. HNS though, he finally wins that up duel onto phzy. He's not quite able to double down with Nilo hitting a beautiful shot to get things underway. And with that, Young Ninjas, they go into this 4-on-4. They deploy the odd smoke, they show a bit of presence towards this B site. As volleys go down, Sapec, he actually swaps places in the smoke with the bird from...
Dangerous. Even though he looks exposed, it's almost impossible to hit that shot as a T, and there we go. As he spots them on his peak, he'll fall right back to the site, he'll call in for the rotation. Now just trying to defend it, he's got Anikez there to support him. Anikez can hit the shot, and it falls onto Manon. 1-on-3, brings it into a 1-on-2, but with 30 seconds on the clock. Formally, in the much older iterations of this Lyngby Vikings roster, he was picking up that primary sniper, and he was really good with it. Then they brought in Natus Sapec, and Natus Sapec kind of stole the show a little bit, but birdfromsky was good as a secondary. And now they've got Anikez in, and HNS, who are both very capable authors of their own, and birdfromsky is kind of back down to rifling, where he's not a rifler, yeah, he is an author. So, I don't know, I don't think, if Lyngby are going to continue to bring in new authors rather than let him play his role, then I don't think there's a place for him on this team.
No, fair enough. That is...
phzy, I think Nilo as well, up around that 16k mark now.
Gotta go for this commitment. Out goes the set piece, out goes this utility. Question is, what can Lyngby Vikings do to stop catch them out? Anikez forced off the angle. Sapec shutting down raalz. FASHR through the smoke. Good for one, good for two, but the back and forth puts us into a 2-on-3. Now, this is where things get interesting. FASHR aggressive forward, shuts down Nilo. Trade not quite there for FASHR. That's a beautiful round as he brings Lyngby Vikings their 5th. Young Ninjas having secured a victory in this first half. Last round are now fighting to make it as one-sided as well.
See how this one goes as we come down to the minute 20 mark on the clock and no damage has been dealt yet.
phzy ready for this aggression. Spots that Anikez. There's the opening. Not quite able to trade, but Manon's able to do so. FASHR doubling down. And I'll tell you what, FASHR, he's joined raalz in this level of success right now because without them, Lyngby Vikings are on their ass. But luckily, they have both members and both of them are delivering. 3-on-3.
Advantage here once again for the young ninjas. This bomb, it's yet to go down. That incendiary grenade, it's going to delay it for a little while. I don't want them just being an academy roster that stay like that forever. I don't really want to use any examples, but we all know plenty of academy teams that just stay as the academy team forever.
Yeah.
They pick up those players. Gambit's a good example, except they did actually pick up the whole team. NIP's a great example in the form of ZTR, yeah? He's playing under Young Ninjas. He wasn't there for too long before they realized that he was a hell of a talent and his powers needed to be used in the main team. And they picked him up for Pro League, and he's been playing really well in that roster. And now I think he's probably cemented as a solid 5th.
No, you're absolutely right. HNS, the last man left standing in this 1v4. What on earth does he do from here, Josh? What on earth does he do? Swinging white, bit of damage done. There's phzy default, tries to double.
Away, Young Ninjas now on their CT side. Lyngby Vikings on the attack. They're bursting their way up mid. Manon spotted him out. He doesn't even stay around and fight. Pushes back to the B site, but they've got 2 members to try and hold it up in the crossfire. And Manon takes 2 heads before he falls. phzy with another. I think this is another rock solid round here for the Ninjas.
With phzy falling, though, it's actually got an air of winnability for the Ninjas. On the flank, there's LNZ good for 1. It's all on FASHR, and I tell you what, you're...
Mentally, you lose your map pick like this, you go on to the second map, which is one that you're okay with, but you're not, like, crazy comfortable on. And I think Lyngby Vikings, they're going to be a little bit disappointed with this so far. Nice opening kill there from FASHR.
Oh.
Remember, they got a couple of kills last round, so they do have some money to work with. And those 2 opening kills, that's going to do wonders for them.
That it does. phzy, other side of the smoke, gets a bit of spam damage, and Young Ninjas, understandably so, just back away. raalz now on the flank is going to try and catch out the odd member. As he does so, though, LNZ shuts them down. HNS, though, into CT, good for another. As LNZ continues his rampage, HNS with this deagle. It's just insane right now. 2 quick kills, puts it all down to Sapec, and for Sapec in a 1 versus 3, what on earth can he hope to do from here, Josh? I doubt much. And what it means for Lyngby Vikings is that we're going to see them barrel forward.
18 to 5. We could see it go 11 to 8. That's a hell of a lot closer.
That it is, and as we get ready for the attack, we see...
Well, it shows strengths and weaknesses, doesn't it? It shows strengths in being able to hit those really difficult shots with the deagle, but it also shows weakness in these defenses where you say, realistically, if you've got proper crossfires in place and things like that, you shouldn't be losing to these deagles. So that will clear that position. That should confirm that he is down towards these stairs. And they might just commit one man onto the bomb and one to take the fight. Now they've spotted him. They're going to both press for it. They know there's not a huge amount of time on the clock, and they get on the defuse just with a second to spare, Kramer. This is going to be incredibly close. They've just about got it. We go into round at number 19. The Young Ninjas are going to be once again up against an investment in fourth because they haven't taken enough rounds in their first half to be able to do that. phzy dropping off, didn't see anything on the boost. If he'd have stuck around for a few seconds longer, maybe he would have seen it, but he would have been pitted from the side, and that's what happens anyway. FASHR, he has been on fire, and he's been finding himself some really solid entries here on this attack.
That he has. Manika's shutting down Nilo, but it's all on to Manon. Last man left standing, and for Manon, it's a matter of saving. And tell you what, Josh, Lyngby Vikings, while they're down, they're not out, and they're starting to show exactly why. As we move forward, it's going to be down to Young Ninjas to just try and make
a bit on the utility. No AWP, and Anikez, he creeps his way up B. Oh, I think he's spotted. No, he doesn't spot out the arm. Okay, this could be scary for him.
And it could be Nilo. He's good for one. Tries to double down. Swings wide. Makes that two. Oh. Ready to make it three. He does it beautifully. And, well, it could have been scary. Absolutely. But little do they know that Nilo, he's got a little secret, Josh. That secret is he's a monster. And birdfromsky, can he trade? Eventually, he puts an end to that monster's life. But I think the damage has already been done at this point. phzy onto birdfromsky, leaves all onto raalz, and then a 1 versus 4. Seems to want to, and as Anikez just shifts his way forward, he goes to the timing play, ready to deploy the odd bit of util, but as the aggression comes through, LNZ, ready for the players to peek into him. The mollies haven't gone down though, and instead, it's going to be down to LNZ, flashed off the angle, pops out the first man, shuts him down. He knows there's going to be more there, but instead, that smoke allows him to get away. The molly goes down as well, follow-up damage goes through, but LNZ, he doesn't survive. He almost got away, can't quite do so though.
To try and keep his team alive in this, but how on earth does he get this done? He's got the bomb on his back. He should be able to tap it in, and no one's hit. That's it. The round could slip away. HNS, he's tucked himself into this alley position. Now, as he's held here for so long, as he goes for the repeat, the molly will go down. They'll swing into him, eliminate him, and with the kit, they've got plenty of time to get this defused. Is he actually going to re-aggress off this? This is crazy.
Manon there to assist him as well, and as they go for this close angle, this is a make or break for Lyngby Vikings here. They spam a bit, but there's Manon, good for the first, tries to hide in the smoke, but eventually he'll fall to birdfromsky. Backslide Nilo, he's had a great game so far. Can he continue it? I mean, sort of. LNZ's able to finish off the job though before HNS finishes him off, putting us into this 3-on-2. Modders go down either way though. We've got phzy scoped on this angle, trying to catch out anyone who dare go that bit more aggressive, and as Anikez is ready for the flank, it all comes down to timing, and this is a beautiful read by Sapec. He's acutely aware that there's going to be players positioned on him. He may have even heard Anikez scope in. As Anikez turns around, Young Ninjas get ready for this attack, and for Sapec, timing is everything. HNS aggressive to the other side of the smoke, peeks forward, swats out the initial member, but LNZ shuts him down. Now the flank of Sapec will come through, and more importantly, this is where Anikez, unfortunately, will meet his demise. For the Young Ninjas, it's a very clean round and a very clean retake. It's 15 for them, and Lyngby Vikings. The bomb plant means they should be able to invest relatively easily next round, but nonetheless, they're hard-pressed. We did have phzy say, Kramer, you're wrong, it's phzy. So I'm fairly sure
exactly.
It's phzy.
That's exactly what I said. I said, my friend, I called him out, and I said, I appreciate the feedback, but I know from the man himself that it's pronounced phzy.
Yeah. Well, FASHR, he's ready to pronounce death to Young Ninjas with 2 quick kills. Anikez does the same, and well, for Manon and Nilo, might be a matter of saving here. I will admit, I did have trouble.
Josh or Juice. I wouldn't really care if you called me Juice.
Can I introduce you as Juice for our next game?
If you want.
Alright, it's a deal. It is a deal. Nilo and Manon, they're able to get 2 quick kills, so they're definitely making this costly for Lyngby Vikings, but they won't be able to win the round, and they won't be able to save the AWP either, as raalz shuts down Manon. And just like that, Lyngby Vikings, they make it 10. Do you see them making this 6-round comeback, or do you think Young Ninjas are just going to close it out sometime soon?
I don't see them making a 6-round comeback, no. It's the buy here for the Young Ninjas. They're hoping to try and close it out. If they lose it, then they'll be on an niko in the next, and then it will be a buy round in the follow-up. But that will be 15-12, and that really does give Lyngby a lifeline. With that opening kill from him.
Discipline there. We saw, I believe that was Sapec on the close angle. He was ready to continue aggressing. He just doesn't. He backs away. He holds firm, and for the Young Ninjas, this is a beautiful start. phzy shutting down Anikez. It's all down to raalz, and phzy, he's just shutting them all down. raalz, the last one left standing. 1 versus 5. What on earth can he hope to do here? I doubt much. And for raalz, He might be able to get his way forward. He might be able. Yeah, Lyngby Vikings, they do so with a kit and smoke on HNS. Full-up push goes through. There's the first player spotted out with FASHR falling. Man are going to lead this charge, ready to barrel towards the safe site. Lyngby Vikings have an aggress towards B, means that they're going to be straight into a retake of Young Ninjas as they push their way forward. Looks like we are going to see this retake work beautifully for them as they get ready to swing in unison from Pop Dog. Our players there to support it, with Nilo shutting down the first man. He knows there's more there in Pop Dog. Luckily, they're able to get away for the time being, but with 3 men having to swing all at once, this is an uncomfortable spot for the Vikings, to say the least. They push their way forward, birdfromsky to lead that charge. Caught out by Madam. Nilo onto raalz. It's all on to HNS. Good for 2. Swings wide, ready for the 3rd. Can he do?
To explode, keeping 3 players alive, and Madam racking up $700 as well means that he'll have a substantial amount of money going into this next round. He could definitely buy himself an AK, some utility. Oh, no, he was killed at the end. Ah.
Or con player, or maybe try and catch out the player here or there, but quick little kills. Man shuts down Anikez. This forces Lyngby Vikings to push their way forward, and for Sapec, he's just going to leave this charge. It's a quick little shutdown, and with HNS, he actually shuts down phzy, so into a 3-on-3. It's definitely doable for either side. HNS misses a follow-up, though. He's able to get away with raalz, able to try and onto Nilo. Even pegging now. Now with this deagle of birdfromsky, it's actually HNS to shut down Sapec. LNZ, though, up towards B, is going to barrel his way down towards the B site. He'll be dueling birdfromsky for this position. And as birdfromsky pushes his way forward, he's going to go for the timing here on this close right angle. Swung forward, beautiful shot for him. And Lyngby Vikings, actually, they recover
quite heavily. Of course, it was a little bit of a bonus. So with this bomb plant and the extra money that they had saved, they will be able to go into the next round. Their game plan is, but Young Ninjas, I don't even think they've decided themselves yet what their plan is here. They're just hoping for some kind of entry, and off the back of it, maybe they'll burst off of it. Maybe they'll make the decision on the fly. Birdfromsky manages to trade it out, just about gets away before the secondary peak comes through. But Anikez on the angle will extend this gap further here for Lyngby Vikings with the man advantage.
That he does. It falls into this 3-on-4. Make that 2-on-4. Anikez shut down phzy. raalz onto Nilo, leaves it all on Manon. And from here, we might see Lyngby Vikings look to pull ahead and maybe even take the lead. A surprising turn of affairs, to say the least. But for the Vikings, this is where they look to really catch out some of these members. And, well, for HNS, quick little kill.
Yeah, I mean, all the games that we do, there are odds on HLTV for like every single gambling site, isn't there? There's odds for all of the UK regulated ones as well. So I think you could, like, there are definitely people that have got money at stake on other websites other than LOOT.BET. I don't actually think you can have like exclusive betting rights without sort of big contracts in place and stuff. So either way,
because Sapec, I don't really think he spotted them out. Anikez, he makes a bit of noise. He's unable to get the kill on the reaggressment, though he does. So it was well recovered. LNZ still unable to get this plant. Is going to aggress towards back line. He's actually got a bit of an angle here because he's got FASHR and Anikez to jump on. And little does he know, that with FASHR straight to his side, FASHR, oh, he's caught out by LNZ going for the trigger discipline, switches to the AWP. He's now going to aggress towards B, and little does he know, raalz will be on the close angle now, ready to duel him. 3 seconds left, he is just going to hope to save, and as he hides in CT, he's going to have these players swarm him. First man to do
50k. I think I've got like 2k or something, or 3k or something like that. I really don't have many.
Wow, I'm surprised.
How many hours is that? Is that like...
Well, here's the thing. I haven't actually bet on many games at all because I'm the one who has to like set it up. So you can't do it. You can't. You know, declare a winner if you're the one who set it up. So it has just been every time I've been casting, I've just had it open.
But how many Twitch points do you get per hour of viewing?
Oh, it's as mods. I think we get 10 every couple of minutes.
Oh,
and then
wow,
there's like a little treasure chest that appears. If we click on that, we can we have the chest as well, which will give us 50. So it's
fair enough.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's a timer on it. If there is, then I've been sorely kind of missing it. But then just this is a 2 AWPs versus 1 AWP retake right now. This is AWP Central we're in.
Yeah, 3 players alive on the server, 3 AWPs in play. This is bizarre. Anikez making a lot of noise. That scope, it goes, and you can hear it from
noise.
Yeah, maybe you're not zeroing the scope every time you scope in, are you? That is a nuts no scope there for phzy, though. He doesn't even need to scope in. It's like he can hear us. Says, yeah, I'm not going to make that sound. Possibly, but not the first one.
That's true. That's true. Not the first one. Have you ever zeroed a scope before, Josh?
Yeah.
It's
On like an air rifle.
I've done it on air rifle as well. It's bloody difficult. I've actually zeroed a rocket launcher as well. That's pretty fun. That's...
Yeah, I love your rocket launcher. Getting pictures of your rocket launcher makes my day.
Yeah, exactly. HS pushes forward. He's going to be caught out by Madden. FASHR, the last man left standing in a 1 versus 2. He's going to walk through the smoke, able to catch up Madden, who has his knife out, but LNZ comes out on top. It's an equalizer. Is that, like, kind of, you shrug that off?
It was obviously very cool, isn't it? I love how you say I'm pretty certain he's autistic. That's brilliant.
I mean, it's the sort of present I think you'd enjoy.
Dissipate there, they can't stick around on it for too long. HNS on the other side, waiting for it to dissipate. He'll be able to come out on top in the first duel. Manon, not expecting that at all, and Anikes can finish things off on the second.
I really am. raalz's leg down instantly to get things underway, but the FASHR, that's a re-aggression though. He shuts down Sapec, and, well, surprisingly, Lyngby Vikings, they go a man up. Turn it into a Fortnite Nerf gun.
Yeah,
that is actually an incredible idea. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Well, man,
HNS.
Yeah,
Millimeters of sights with birdfromsky creeping up. He might be able to get the timing here on the man on top of Pop Dog, and he absolutely will. Free kill for him. Now the man advantage as they burst out with 20 seconds left. That's one of their prongs of their attack gone. And we will see Lyngby Vikings just clean this one up with ease.
Really strong round from the Vikings, and for young ninjas there. Okay. Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm glad they keep it alive. I know, was it, you could .ESEA in CFO, couldn't you, to ready up as well? That was pretty fun. Well, to avoid the anti-flash, LNZ, he's going to die, as will Manon. FASHR, beautiful little clean-up, and one he'll be very happy with as young ninjas. Right now, Josh, they're really struggling, to say the least. They're really struggling.
Ooh. Yeah, Lyngby are looking a hell of a lot better here on train. Started to steal the show come sort of round number 8, round number 9 time. Now they're just dominating. Nilo, he stayed alive here, but he's not going to have any money if they finish him. And there we go. Anikes just before that time. But that's about it.
See a few names got here all that. Look at this angle. FASHR good for one. Manon to trade. Manon looking to get some mileage out of that AK.
Ninjas, they've not been afraid to run down the clock in this map. But to be honest, I haven't seen them actually get onto a site and get the plant down in quite some time. And with those two opening headshots from Manon, I think this might be their opportunity. He's the catalyst that got this one going. And now HNS needs to pull it back, and he does exactly that. A 4-on-2 becomes a 2-on-2 at the flip of a switch. Now he's been spotted. LNZ, that's such an important shot for him. Oh, that'd be a good recovery for them.
Would be.
That flash, that's perfect.
Nilo good for one, looks to follow through. They're able to do just that as birdfromsky falls, and 9-6, that is absolute best case scenario for young ninjas. They're going to be really happy with that.
Control. For what was 5 rounds in a row, yeah, they were fully in control. Now, that's really started to slip away from them, and the young ninjas, they've started to rebuild their confidence a little bit. They've started to regain this momentum that they once had, especially when they were over on Vertigo. And now on the CT side, going into the pistol round, LNZ has been buffed up like a tank. He's got the Kevlar, he's got the CZ, and they're ready to do some early damage, but it can't do so.
That's an opening, to say the least. It's now down to just phzy, Manon, and Nilo in this 3-on-5. They do have players towards B to try and hold, but little do they know, the follow-up attack, the true attack, is over towards this A site. phzy realizing it that actually
4 times with those USPs, but no headshots were found. So Lyngby were able to capitalize off of that. They were able to sponge that damage, get up close and personal with those.
Again, they'll try to do damage wherever possible, but wherever possible seems to be subjective.
Yeah, they don't want to take some kind of bonus buy up. LNZ, nice headshot from him, might be able to retrieve that fallen rifle as HNS has been spotted as well. It does a fair amount of damage onto phzy. The flash is good, but doesn't quite blind them. LNZ looking to try and do further damage as he gets frags with the Mac 10, doing more, but can't finish HNS, who will swap out to that same Galil. And Nilo now left in a 1-on-3. Damage is his plan here. I'm not sure if he'll be allowed to.
We've got Anikes aggressive towards Pop Dog. He's wary of the player there. He's wary of the position that it could be compromised for Manon. Just all down to timing. He realizes that aggression needs to come through. When Nilo, he does the same, pushing forward on Ivy. He's going to be shot here pretty quickly. raalz finishes the job. And for young ninjas, I don't know how I feel about that aggression from Nilo. I won't lie, Josh, because if there is aggression, why not go to A main when you could at least help each other? So Anikes shuts down LNZ. It's all on to Manon, 1 versus 3, and from here, what can he hope to do?
feeding Lyngby those angels, they'll win it all day long. They have a major advantage in those fights. And now Manam saving here, just looking for exits. raalz, though, fully aware that he could be around this corner, goes for the pre-aim, gets the kill, and it's 13 here for the Vikings.
That it is. Really, really strong opening. And, well, for Young Ninjas, as they move into their next investment, what investment will it be? Looks like it's just pistols and armor. They're going to fight.
Isn't it? As we draw closer and closer to the end of Train. We could certainly see a comeback here. I wouldn't be surprised. As we see these deagles topple. It's just an eco here. Young Ninjas, they're going to have a bite.
There's FASHR to shut down LNZ. And, well, for Young Ninjas, this is really where the buck stops here, so to say. This is really where they find themselves in a very, very tough spot. And for Lyngby Vikings, a fair play. This game has just worked for them, and as we will move into what will be the third.
Time that thought process has come through. Are they already up towards connector? He can't see it if they come out unless they cross. Either way, 15-7. Now overtime or bust here for Young Ninjas. They need 8 rounds in a row to get there, and I really don't see it happening, KRIMZ. This has been a bizarre tale so far. Both teams taking each other's map picks. And Lyngby, they're about to close this one.
Well, they do. It's all on phzy, 1 versus 3, as he pushes his way forward. He should be quickly dispatched by either birdfromsky or FASHR, who's actually already spotted him. There's the kill. phzy good for 1. Turns around, ready for reaggressment. Doesn't quite find Anikez. Anyway, we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so.
Feel free to talk.
Boss, we've done all as you said.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, boss. Everything like you asked. It's in my car, boss.
I'm surprised. You're actually good for something. So, where is it, Brehze?
Here.
Series. Of course, we see Young Ninjas starting off on this CT side. They're very strong on Mirage. It's a good map in their pool, but can they deal with HNS hitting headshot like that? FASHR following up onto phzy, and the A site open for business as the C4 goes down, and Lyngby Vikings get off to a good start.
Well, they do, looking really strong right now as they leave Young Ninjas in a position of a retake. They do have someone on the flank to try and help out, but it's a bit of a delayed attack. Flash to CT allows some follow-up aggression, with raalz spotting out the player and ramp. He's able to shut down Manon over in CT. HNS good for another. Nilo's able to finish the job onto 1 man, but Zalo moves his way forward. I think this does leave a quick little dispatchment and a pistol round for Lyngby Vikings. Beautiful shot from Nilo there. Is he able to find a few more? Well, he's going to have a crack at it. Anikez will eventually finish the job. For Lyngby Vikings.
Vertigo, one of the harder hitters on this team. Really didn't show up all too much on Train. I don't think anybody really did. And when that's happening,
attack. Lyngby Vikings, they spring the trap. Sapec will spot it out. He'll deploy that volley. Through the volley, he dinks down birdfromsky. Can't finish the job, though. phzy certainly can. His second of the round now found, and so he's at risk of being killed himself. There are players back site who are going to continue to hold. 35 seconds left. There's the first kill. LNZ to full. Is there a trade by Manon? He's desperately looking for one, but he still hasn't been able to kill. Eventually, he does, as birdfromsky falls. It's all on to Anikez. 1v3, surrounded on all sides, and quickly dispatched. It's the first round.
Singly 2. They're in quite a powerful position where they've got plenty of money behind them. We do see the flash come out A, but Nilo opens things up with a nice headshot.
They push their way forward. You see HNS, that trade keeps it even. phzy comes out on top once again. Scopes is going to look to continue it. phzy, a great opening from him here. And as flashes continue to pepper his position in CT, phzy, he's still hungry for more kills. Anikez on CT. He's posted to try and catch out one of these members, but as he's spammed down so low on HP, raalz LNZ there to assist him. It may not matter at this point. Time is of the essence, and as the first player falls, it's back and forth of LNZ. That's a beautiful, beautiful spray control.
As we see, a decent buy here from the Young Ninjas. Not great on that part, though, either. Couple of FAMASs, lack of utility. phzy finding that opening pick, though.
It's only shift their way ahead, but the main attack will be from raalz into the palace. It's Messi and Sapec able to kill him. 3 players left standing now as they come up from COD. phzy good for Anikez now. 2 players left standing. Manon's acutely aware of where they'll be. It's all onto FASHR, and he should be quickly killed. That's the not quite, as Manon can't quite find the kill instantly, but FASHR certainly can, just like that.
Right, HNS' crosshairs in the wrong position. He'll need to readjust it as he starts to walk up. He's not clearing his hard right corner, but Manon only good for the dink. Can't finish him off. A lot of damage dealt, and to be honest, an AK trading onto the MP9, taking a lot of damage from the duel. Fairly even stuff. LNZ needs to go big here, though. Tucked behind the smoke. He's got such a powerful position. He's not been spotted by the apps players just yet, but as raalz drops, LNZ has to fire off shots. He's taken down. The AWP misses, and Lyngby should be able to make this 4.
Push their way forward. Let's see who's able to come out on top with phzy. Trying to hold firm. Scoped in towards apps, looking for the aggression. Instead, the follow-up will be raalz. He's the man to watch out for, and he goes for the peak. Sapec shuts him down. Now things suddenly look a bit hot and heavy for the Lyngby Vikings on this defense. Need to try and trade as they do so. We've got FASHR good for 1 though. Through the smoke, Nilo's able to trade once again. birdfromsky going for timing now. That bomb is sticking down pretty damn quickly though. FASHR, can he make up for that, considering having him fallen? phzy, last man left standing at a time, allows birdfromsky to quickly just finish the job by the means of survival. Both players full. Lyngby Vikings make it 4. They equalise, and
Minute 35, and Lyngby, they've already taken control here towards the apartments, but as they peek, Manon's good for the first.
to push their way forward. This is interesting to see who's able to come out on top with what will be a early push towards this beach site. LNZ forced forward. He's able to shut down Anakas as he does so. Ready for the remaining members as they wear off. Pushing into CC. He'll hear these players make their way forward, but raalz, he's going on the aggressive. He's pushing forward. He spots out this member. Sapec to fall. If the young ninjas now, they're in a lot of trouble. Flash forward. Something that puts LNZ into a tough old spot. He's able to get to CT though. Swinging forward. raalz finishes the job on him. And right now, raalz just delivers them around.
On that angle, a second too late as well. If he'd have stayed on it, maybe he'd have found the shot. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise, though. Because how do you miss?
Members of Young Ninjas, now that they're moving into a bye, which kind of dictates the tempo of this half. And well, they absolutely slaughter Lyngby Vikings. It's the first time in a while they fought for mid control, and it works beautifully. Kind of scrappy, force by where they can. So, for Lyngby Vikings, this is quite a positive spot.
Many major complications. He'll still be able to buy himself an AK armor full utility. He can drop this M4 over to raalz.
Now on Lyngby is birdfromsky and FASHR, and Young Ninjas taking a look to try and deal with that, with Manon shutting down Anakas. Beautiful shot to get things early on, and I think it was more shooting because he was shot rather than because he saw his own enemy there, and with that, he's legged down in the process. Nade on HNS does a fair bit of damage, and well, as he'll desperately attempt to make up for the man disadvantage, he'll do so with aggression towards under. As he swings wide, Sapec falls. There's the equalizer. phzy comes out on top, though. phzy ready for the re-aggression towards under, as he'll look to deploy that molly onto this member. Spots out. Beautiful shots away HNS there, and this means he's able to get up
Close to this TV. Might be able to catch out his opponents off guard. It all comes down to timing. He's going to hear them, and well, as they try to double swing him, he's good for 1 before he drops. He won't be anticipated as raalz has to dart on with very limited time on this clock. He goes to that bomb plant, and Manon's just going to swing out and finish him. Not even a chance to tap in those digits. Over on Lyngby Vikings. Cannot say the same. Anakas down to that scout, a MAC-10, a deagle on birdfromsky, and it's going to be completely dismantled. LNZ having a field day right now. 3 kills, almost the 4th. raalz is able to find himself 1. But as he will momentarily be dropped, the man towards short has no contention in this round at all. That bomb down as well in the apartments. He can find himself 1 more. And damage here means a lot.
end of the world for them, but they're going to realise that actually they've got a bit of a sweet spot coming up here.
Keeping 3 players code that they
Yes.
honour that says they don't kill you until
So-
they bring you to the captain.
So a parlay is to, if you were to parlay with someone, is to have a truce. Usually it's like a truce so you can negotiate, essentially.
Same
So-
thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it pretty much is. It's, again, for, Pirates Code as you did, it was, say, captains, a lot of the time in battles, if you won, you would still have your ship destroyed beyond repair. So parlay is the kind of meet and go, okay, we push their way forward, and, well, for Young Ninjas, this is going to be a window dive. I love this strat so much. A window dive towards this B site. The CT player is going to have to react to it pretty quickly. phzy's able to shut out an initial member. raalz from behind able to get 1 as well. No problem, Sky finishes the job. It's all on Sapec in a 1 versus 3. And I think for FASHR, this should be a quick little dispatchment. The Sapec does fall, but I tell you what, I love the strat. I love it so much, Josh.
I like the ambition behind.
Another 8 overtime match ahead, especially if things stay this close. birdfromsky posted towards short, deleted by phzy. As I say that, it's an absolute slaughter onto Lyngby Vikings. It's open season, and Lyngby Vikings are the cattle. With HNS the last man left standing, 1 versus 5. What on earth can he hope to do here?
I really don't know, but again, I saw some. I kind of didn't think about it when they won that pistol. When they lost that pistol, I was thinking more to myself, oh yeah, they should just lose this next round. But yeah, that can allow young ninjas onto 12 rounds before Lyngby can actually go for a proper investment.
Once the push goes forward, birdfromsky go for 1. Sapec there to trade, and oh, that leaves a perfect opportunity for Nip to recover. They just delete everyone. FASHR, sure, he's able to follow up onto LNZ. Puts us into this one-on-one. FASHR ring out shots where he can against the AUG. He's definitely a disadvantage, but he's got the deagle, and that comes out on top. Lyngby Vikings, they HNS being fairly passive for the time being. As the swing goes wide, he's caught out instantly by phzy. That should spur on the attack. Here comes that initial assault. Over towards bench. birdfromsky, he'll do what he can to try and hold, but as he peeks forward, he hasn't spotted out anyone yet. Eventually, he's able to kill the planter. That's beautiful. He's not quite able to double down, though, as it leaves it all onto raalz. Good for 1, but good for 1 for what avail, as we'll see LOZ quickly finish the job.
And you have a similar situation where one of your best players just isn't turning up to the server at all.
Yeah.
Definitely puts doubt in your mind. Definitely starts to worry you. raalz, though, great headshot to start things off. He's a man who's been consistently good throughout this series.
Yeah. And with 30 seconds left, the young ninjas, they really ran down this clock, but they're able to get the plant anyway. Players in CT means that this duel onto HNS is going to be everything for LNZ. And as LNZ spots out the first man, is there a trade? Well, from birdfromsky, they'll attempt to be. HNS able to finish off the next man, leaves it all onto Nilo. Nilo, 1 versus 2. Position forward, shuts down the first, turns around, looks for the second. Can't quite find HNS, who's able to come out on top. And just like that, young ninjas, they fall once again to the pistols of Lyngby Vikings, who now make it 11-9.
Another bizarre round that Lyngby utility. We see rounds play out how they should. It's like really crazy buys with crazy straps to try and make up for it. And I mean, my goodness, look at that. What the hell is that from Manon? He's just jumped, killed HNS. Now they've traded evenly and taken the site.
Push goes through. Nilo good for 1. Is there a trade? Not quite yet. Eventually LNZ finishes the job. It's all on raalz. Quickly killed by LNZ.
It's bizarre. I think Lyngby really need to get in another high-impact player, because at the moment they've got 5 great guys, but no one is putting up these big numbers.
Go for this plant, and I don't know why they forced here. I don't. I would have liked to see an eco eventually go for a buy, but because they forced it, we see young ninjas hit 15. And more importantly, it means that they've got to force again while fighting for match point.
Well, they're making it work with these deagles, but with 30 seconds left, only 1 kit on FASHR. They really need to keep track of where this kit is. If FASHR dies out of position, then that's something that's going to need to be retrieved. As the smoke goes on the C4, FASHR's going to jump straight on that defuse. LNZ, if he can spam through and try and deny this would be big. Spams away, denies the defuse, 10 seconds left. The kit's been picked up, I think. Yes, it has. And I think they're just on the bomb in the nick of time. A second to spare. The defuse, it will come through. Lyngby, they hold. It is just really bizarre. As the flashes come out on B, nilo will burst out, fires off a couple of shots there towards the bench, and Manon's here to support him too. Trades 2 for 2, but as HNS falls, that's the B side open for business. The retake's going to be coming in from mid.
Vikings aren't being hunted, so at least they have an AWP and an AK next round, but yeah, what does the man in Lou do? Because HNS, he's going to have to invest for himself.
Can do with this. I love the boost. Try and get Anikez into the B apps early, but that's not going to be the plan. Young ninjas, they burst into A.
Ooh. Oh, raalz good for 2. Nilo there to trade. FASHR to finish the job. Looks like we're going to see a 15-11 here with what will be a follow-up aggression from phzy. Trying to come out on top. Not as able to with birdfromsky in the ninja position. That will be cleared here. As FASHR shuts down Manon. It's all onto phzy. Quickly shot from behind. And for Lyngby Vikings, that's a
odd fought game. But birdfromsky, it all falls onto his shoulders to defend this B side. Scoped in on the angle. Flash comes over the top. Not going to connect with him. He shoots right onto Milo. Now the man advantage. Connects onto another. This is why birdfromsky should be on this, or because he hits his shot. And they probably won't win the round. And then going into what will be round number 30, he won't have any money.
This is a really tough spot for young ninjas, actually. They might let us go to overtime. It's genuinely Got Sapec going for mid control, and Anikas, now he's woken up. That's a bit scary for young ninjas, to say the least, as, well, there's jungle window hard cleared by the reaggressment of phzy. Meaning that for Lyngby Vikings now, a man up. Going to hold. FASHR shutting down Manon in Palace. Is going to spur on the bomb as well in Nilo. Nilo needs to hit the shot onto raalz, otherwise it's round over and we're going to OT. Anikas ready for phzy towards short. Timing doesn't favour him. Eventually he gets the kill. And young ninjas, they are being really shaky right now. They're just not clearing one another. They're not watching angles they should be. And Sapec, with 35 seconds left, pushes his way towards CT. There's still a player in Palace to worry about. Anikas, he falls, but as I mentioned, how do you clear Palace with this little time left? Sapec is ready for it. As the plant goes down, and he's actually going to hold for it. He'll cover his teammate. There's the tap, there's the swing. It's a back and forth, it's a to and fro, but for Sapec, he's got to clear CT. birdfromsky finishes the job. Well, first round of OT, we see a bit of a faster hit, and some flashes go down. Here's that hit towards B. Nilo to lead the charge. He knows it's going to be close towards bench. HNS good for one before the trades go back and forth. With Manon coming out on top, good for two of his own. He'll go through the smoke to look to make it 3. He even spots out these players on short. He brings out so many shots, but FASHR just didn't react. And, well, for ninjas, for the young ninjas that is, this is a perfect spot. We've got Sapec ready for the aggression. He spots out the first man. Can't finish the job, though, leaving birdfromsky to 1 versus 3. As he leads this charge, Manon finishes the job. It's
Pressure's on, they'd lose the round. When they were on map point, they'd lose the round. But then, they'd pull it back to... Bless you. My goodness. They'd pull it back to another OT. It's spring, Kramer. I can't stop sneezing. Hay fever. It's crazy.
I feel it, man. I forgive you. I'm not sure there's anything to forgive, but whatever it is, it's alright, man. It's okay. I understand. The UK, we're pretty bad when it comes to hay fever, aren't we? Well, they have as many in, say, the UK as they do.
Okay, then. Well, all the cold places don't have it. All the super hot places probably don't have it, because they're tropical plants, and they don't make you hay fevery, I don't think.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go somewhere where there's not
probably Malta.
pollen.
I doubt they have it in Malta. Right, Northern Europe have it all over.
Drink ice or eat ice. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't go that extreme. But somewhere that's not as cold as here would be lovely.
That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Well, HNS good for once. Sapec there to trade in what could potentially be the final round here. phzy whips out the dual Brehze at just the wrong time. birdfromsky shuts him down. LNZ shifting his way forward, pushing his way towards the ramp. And with the, what looks like overexposed push from FASHR, is going to be caught out by LNZ. It's a 3-on-2 when for raalz, aggressive towards ramp, can trade. That's an opening towards ramp. And, well, they're playing it beautifully on Lyngby Vikings. They're going to tap it once again. They'll look to stick it. And as they do so, it's beautiful by Sapec. Just like that, young ninja.